Hello, everybody. Hope everyone has had a great day, a great week, and is just ready to jump in and start having some fun with some crafting. So if you've noticed so far on my channels this week, it's been all about graduation and Mother's Day. And so today's card is going to be a graduation card. But that being said, you could use it for Mother's Day as well. And just change the numbers to letters and make it a Mother's Day card. Um, but so the card that we're going to make is this 4-step card, and it opens, and you can see here that there's 4 steps, and we'll put numbers in there so that it's a graduation card, and it can stay open. The inside of mine is kind of plain. I didn't put any sentiments or anything in it yet, so you're free to use whatever sentiments you want to, and kind of see what works for you. But this will be the card that we make today. There's a lot of steps to it, but I have put all the sizes of paper that you're going to need. I've put all of that down in the description of the video. And the only thing that's not in there is some measurements that we'll have to do to make your steps and slices in the middle here. But I'll walk you through all of that as we do our card. So for our card today, we're going to need some cardstock, which I'm going to be using several different pieces of cardstock. My card is going to be black on the outside with white on the inside, similar to how I did this one. But the front is going to be different. I found these napkins at, where did I find them? I think it was at Michael's, and I thought that would be a really cool card. So I am going to try to use this on the front of the card, to be the sentiment on the front. And then there's my white and my black, and I'm going to use some gold and silver spots and some gold glitter and some black glitter cardstock for my inside the paper or the card. For the card, you're also going to need today an X-Acto knife, a pencil, and a ruler, because all of these steps done on the inside are done by hand. So we're going to do some measuring and some cutting. It's going to be fun, but we get to use the fun X-Acto knife today. I'm also going to use some double-sided tape because I'm going to be taping some stuff to my glitter cardstock, and the double-sided tape seems to do the best for that. But I'm also going to use my art glitter glue for most of my glitter gluing. And I think that is it. If you're going to use any stamps, you'll need some stamp pads in your stamps. Or if you're going to use any dies, you'll need some dies. All right. So with all of that, let's go ahead and let's see. Who do we have here today? Who is here? I see some people. They're just being quiet. Tell us in the chat where you're coming from. We'd love to hear or see where you're coming from and joining us from. And while they're doing that, we're going to make 2 cuts on our first 2 pieces of paper. So our card base, which for me is going to be black, needs to be cut at 6 inches, so directly in half. So I'm going to use my paper cutter back here. There's that 6 by 6 or 6 by 12, excuse me. And then the white is going to be 11 3/4 by 5 3/4. So we're just going to cut this down to 5 3/4. And cut off a 1/4 of an inch, which is better done on my other cut paper trimmer here. Everybody's being quiet today. All right. I'm going to cut off 1/4 of an inch. And so now this is 11 3/4 of an inch. We are going to make some, you're going to need a scoreboard or scoring tool of some sort today too. So let's clear off some space here so that we can do some scoring. All right. For our black piece, we're just going to score it right in half. So right at the 6-inch mark. And then the white one is going to get scored at I wrote down myself a cheat sheet and I missed the first part of the cheat sheet. We'll come back to that score. Let's make our lines and do the cutting first. Okay, let's see here. It's my pencil, X-Acto knife, and ruler. Now, first you're going to make a mark at 1 7/16 of an inch. So you're going to need a ruler that gives you 1/16 of an inch. And mine gives me 1/8 inches. So I'm just going to make a mark in the middle of one of my 1/8 inch marks. But we're going to make a mark on the short side and we're going to do it. It's a little hard for me to see. If it's hard for me to see, you probably can't see it at all. All right. So 1 7/16. So 4, 5, 6, 7/16. Yep. And then down at 2 7/8. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7/8. And then at 4 5/16. 4 and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/16. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. All right, 1 7/16. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 2 7/8. And 4 5/16. 3, 4, 5. All right. Now, across the top, we are going to mark it at the 5 5/8 and 7 1/8. Okay, so that's the start. From there, we are going to bring our ruler down to the first set of lines that we made on either side at the 1 7/16 mark, and line up our ruler and draw a line from the 5 5/8 mark and draw of the line over to the 7 1/8 mark. Then you're going to make a mark at the 6 1/8 mark. There's a lot of math in this one. Once we get through making the steps, it's much easier. It's all about decorating after that. Now we're going to slide our ruler down to the next lines, which we did at 2 7/8. And we're going to draw a line from 6 1/8 to 8 1/8 and make a mark at 5 and excuse me, at 6 5/8. All right, let me flip over my cheat sheet here. All right, now we're going to move our ruler down to the next one. And make sure it's all the way across. All right, and we will draw a line from 6 5/8 to 7, or excuse me, 8 5/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/8. Oh, didn't need to move this yet. We have to make another line. We have to make another mark. All right, and then make a mark at the 7 1/8 inch mark. There's our marks. There's our lines. So first, I want to check one thing. Did I think I made the lines too long. Like I said, this is the hardest part. Once you get past this part, it gets much easier. Let me go back and measure something. Two inches. This first line is not far enough over. There we go. Now it will be right. Okay, so now that we've done that, it is time to have some fun with our X-Acto knife. Now you can, if you have a metal ruler, like the side of this is metal, I could cut along the side of it, or you can just be crazy like me and try and do it straight across by hand, freehand. Let's see what happens, because why not? All right. One thing that I did notice when I did the my other one is you want to really push down, not so hard that it breaks the knife, of course, but you want to cut through your paper because you don't want to have to go over it a second and a third time. So do your best to cut through the paper. Let's see. Did that cut through all the way? It did. All right. And now we'll do the second one. And we'll do the third one. Let's see. Did we did. Okay. And put that lid on before I accidentally cut myself with it. And one thing that I figured out, that we are going to score our white paper at 4 3/8. 4 3/8. So here comes the second hardest part, is scoring the lines where they need to be scored. So here we're going to do 4 3/8, and this scoring is going to go all the way down. So 4 3/8, score it all the way down. Now we're going to score from, I'm only going to be able to do a couple of them on this. Actually, I'll just switch now instead of doing some and some. Since I don't have the 12 by 12 one, I should get that for myself someday. All right. Move your cutting blade out of the way if you have one of these. And we're going to score at 5 5/8, which is that line that we made. My hand keeps moving. Okay. And we're going to just score it down to that first line that we made. Okay. And then we're going to score it at 7 1/8. Again, just down to the line that we made. Okay. Now we're going to go back to 6 1/8. And this time, I got to move my thing. We're going to score from the first line that we drew down to the second line that we drew. And then we're going to move it to 7 5/8. 5/8. And again, from the top line that we drew to the middle line that we drew, or the second line. All right. And almost there. We're going to go 6 5/8. And score from the middle line down to the last line that we drew. And go over to 8 1/8. And draw our score a line from the middle line to the bottom line that we drew. And then for the last one is 7 1/8. We're going to draw a line from the bottom line off your paper. So right down to the bottom. And do another one at 8 5/8. All right. That is all the scoring that we have to do. Now we're going to erase some of our lines, or all of the lines, I should say. So any marks that you made on the side, plus these lines in the center that you drew. All right. Now we're going to fold our paper. So we're going to fold this first line just like we normally would. Comes in and crease it with our bone folder here. Okay, now to fold the middle pieces, the ones on the left are going to come up, the ones on the right are going to be folded back. So we're going to fold front, forward, and then backwards, and then forward, and then backwards. Next one, forward and backward, and forward and backward. By then we should have pretty much, there we go. Now we can burnish these ends down as well. All right. And there's the basic of the base, I should say, of our card. So now I'm not going to yet, but it would tuck into the inside if we go ahead and fold our black. We're going to get our decorations ready first, and then we'll go back and glue everything in. But it'll glue on the inside here. in over here so that closes and opens and can stand up. All right, so let's get our decorations together. So for me, the one I'm going to do on the front is I'm using this grad napkin, which I need a piece of paper here, and my craft glue, which is this one. And if you haven't made a napkin card before, I have several videos that show you how, but I'm going to show you how again right now. So it's nice and simple. I use Elmer's Craft Bond Extra Strength Glue Stick. And I put that all on my piece of paper where the napkin is going to go. All right, and then moving that paper because it's all sticky, as is my hand now. We'll put our paper down, our cardstock on the napkin. Hopefully we got it somewhere in the middle. That was the hope. All right, so I can move this paper. All right. Now I'm going to use my, I like using my wet glue, so my art glitter glue around the outsides to pull the napkin up and over along the back. And there we go. All right. And then just fold it over. This napkin was very thin. It was only one layer thick to begin with. So make sure if you do use napkins or when you make a napkin card, if it's more than one layer, you separate out the layers so that you only use the very top layer that has the design on it. All right. Now, sorry if you can hear my dog in the background. He just got home with my husband from work, and he gets very excited when he gets home. And my daughter laughing. Something funny's going on down there. All right. I about have this wrapped on all the sides. All right, there we go. Put my glue off to the side. And so this will go on the front of the card. And I'm going to bring these over here so that we can start cutting some of our inside pieces. Now this piece here on the left side, this is 5.5 inches by 4 inches. And I'm going to use my polka dot paper, which I have to cut on here first really quick. Give me 1 second. I said 4 inches. 4 inches by 5.5 inches. That's the inside. Now we're going to do the stairs, which are a little interesting, but it's not too difficult. You need your piece that you made all of your lines on, your cuts. And what we're going to do is we're going to trace it. We're going to put it face down, line it up with the outside here and the top. And we're going to use our pencil to trace around these spots here. All right, now it's time to cut this out. And I just realized I did this on the wrong papers, but that's okay. We'll cut it out and then trace it onto the correct paper. I'll just cut it out twice. All right, so I was going to do the gold glitter on the inside here, so I'm going to quickly trace this. Now, on the right-hand side, if you wanted to do a piece of paper that connected all the way up to the stairs, you could use the rest of this paper because it's basically going to be the opposite of your steps here. But I am not. I'm just going to put some banners over here like I did to this one. So I'm going to do it that way. So now I'm going to cut out my gold glitter piece here. All right. So who all do we have watching? Where are you watching from? Let us know in the chat. You guys have been very, very quiet today. I know you're there. I can see you. But I don't know who you are. I just know that there are people there. All right. Now this, you'll see when we put this up to here, it comes directly up and it fits like perfectly. It hangs off just a little bit, but it lines up perfectly to the top and to the stairs. What I want to do is I want it to have an edge or a border around it. So I'm going to cut off a 1/4 inch on the far left side and on the bottom. So cut off a 1/4 inch. Here. And now when we line this up, you'll see that there is a border all the way around it. Okay, so that goes on that side. This will go on this side. Now we need to cut out the squares for our steps. And for that, I am going to use more of my polka dot. And if I'm not mistaken, my steps are 1 1/4. But let me double check that. That was loud, I'm sorry. Yes, I'm gonna want 1 1/4 by, yep, 1 1/4. Okay. So 1 1/4 inch stairs, squares for the stairs. All right. No, hold on. Yes, 1 1/4. Oh, I'm at the 1 inch mark. That's why it looks so small. 1 1/4. There we go. Always look twice before you cut. Measure twice, cut once. Right? All right. 1, 2, 3. That's too small. Hold on. 3 and 4. All right, there's that. And we'll put our numbers on top of those on the steps. Now we have the right side of our card to decorate. And for that, I'm going to use this black glitter and the gold. Actually, I might use the gold glitter instead of the gold foil, since we already used some of the gold glitter on the card. It'll be nice to, it'll be the same on both sides, so that'll be good. Okay, so first we need to cut a banner that is, and I didn't write it down. One moment. I think it was for something. Oh, it's for something long. 2 1/2 by 4 3/4. So let me cut off a strip here. Two and a half. 4 3/4. And we'll trim it up a little bit because we're going to cut it into a banner. I've got paper everywhere, guys. All right. I have a piece already started here, so we can just check with this. So if this was 2 1/2, this will be 2 1/4. Let me start from the other side. That's the factory cut edge. And if that was 4 3/4, we'll do 4 1/2. And you can see that they will line up like that. But we're going to cut banners shape into them. So the way I do it is I cut and bring them down to the same level at the bottom. And I cut up from the middle as long as I want them to be. And now I just cut in to the center. Oh. All right. So now when we layer these on top of each other, we should have approximately there, now you can see it, a banner shape that is generally equal on both sides. So that is going to go on this side. This is going to go here. This is going to go here. And my squares and numbers will go in the middle here. So before we start gluing all the inside pieces down, let's go ahead and glue it to the card base first. It's easier to work with that way. So we're going to put glue on this side. And match it up so that there is about 1/8 of an inch showing on all 3 sides. Yeah. All right. And then on the back, where we want to put our glue is we want to be careful not to put glue on this part that is showing here from the bottom layer, the top layer. We only want to put glue on this very back piece. Otherwise, we won't be able to open our card. And that will be very sad that we spent all this time working on the card and we can't open it. So here we go. Put glue down. All right. We're going to put that down and then fold over our card. And we should have our white piece in the middle. There's our card. Okay, let's decorate it and get it all wrapped up. So first we'll put our banners. Now I'm going to use my double-sided tape for this, because otherwise I have found that white or wet glue just doesn't stick. Glitter cardstock to on top of a glitter cardstock. Excuse me, goodness. So, but the double-sided tape does the trick. All right. Okay, and center that and line it up to the top. And after you get it taped together or glued together, depending on what type of paper and whatnot you use, that's a good time to trim this up if you don't think it kind of matches exactly, which mine feels like it's a little off the center. We're going to call that good enough. All right. Put glue on the back here. Right, and glue our stairs on, or the side of our stairs, I guess. And this will not go all the way flat, so be careful when you're pushing down your stairs here. All right. Let's see here. Glue down our two. And if you are not already following me on other social media, I invite you to come and join me. I'm on TikTok and I am also on YouTube Shorts. I release shorts throughout the day, and Instagram. So come hang out with us. I release videos throughout the whole week of other cards. Like I said earlier, this week is all about Mother's Day cards and graduation cards. So lots of those to show you guys this week. And I'll give you a preview of Friday's video. here in just a minute so that you can see what that one's going to look like. All right, glue these down. And our 6. Push it down real good. Make sure they're all adhered. They look good. Glue down our left side here. All right, and now for the outside. And I think I'm going to cut a 6x6 piece because this is going to, oh, maybe not. Never mind. All right, we're going to glue this down. Mine's going to end up going straight to the edge of the card. If you don't want it to go all the way to the edge of the card, it's a 6x6 card, so you can cut pieces that start at 5 3/4 of an inch and go down in 1/8 inches or 1/4 inches and make some layers, matted layers. And there we have it. Our card is done. Opens up. There's spots down here and over here for you to write and sign your name. And it'll look very beautiful just sitting up on a table ready for everybody to see and congratulate the graduate. I hope you had a lot of fun today, guys. I did. It was great crafting with you again. I look forward to seeing you again next week, Wednesday at 7 o'clock. I will do another live, and we'll probably make a Mother's Day card for next week. So stay tuned for that. Oh, and Friday's card. If you want the sneak peek, it is this little graduation hat that sits up. So that is Friday's card video that you'll see coming out Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern. All right. I look forward to seeing you next week, Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Have a great week, guys.